Welcome back to Engines and Unfinished Business. This is day 2 of the week to try and finish this here car, and today I'm going to try and sort out the oil pump. But before I get started on the oil pump, I realised yesterday that I didn't even test fit these drilled out roll bar brackets, so I've got to make sure that all looks good. So that bolt holds on top, roll bar goes through there, and then this. And it all seems to fit quite nicely. So yesterday I abandoned the oil pump because I just couldn't get this fucking gasket off. Today I'm going to try a bunch of different sprays. Got carb cleaner, brake cleaner, WD and some isopropyl. I'm going to start with the WD because I have read online that that can be good for this if you leave it soaked for sort of 15 minutes, so let's see how that goes. Does anyone else really love the smell of WD-40? Right, so this has been soaking in WD for a little while. Got a plastic scraper as I don't want to fuck up the aluminium. Moment of truth. I don't think it's made any difference. Doesn't seem to have done anything. I'll try the brake cleaner next. You don't know if mixing WD and brake cleaner can cause explosions? Let's find out. So while I'm waiting for whatever I've just sprayed on that gasket to maybe probably do nothing, thought I'd compare the gearboxes. This is the broken one we took out of Misty, and then this is our replacement. First thing I noticed was the gator on the release fork is split on our replacement one, so I thought I could, grab the one off our old one. Doesn't have one, so can't do that. Other thing I noticed was this appears to be bent down. If you compare it to the one we took out, it's much higher above this one. So I'll probably swap that over onto our new gearbox, as well as replace this missing bolt. Everything else, as far as I can see, looks good. I've already made sure that I can undo the filling up hole. There's probably a name for that. I did buy new seals for the differential, but these ones look a lot better. I'll put the new seals in, there's no reason not to. But if you compare that to our old gearbox, which is obviously a higher mileage, now I don't remember, but the fact that this bolt was missing on the new gearbox and was loose on our gearbox, I'm guessing something else goes on top of there, so I'm going to just put it in loose on the new one as well. The new gearbox is also missing this split pin and these washers which I'll transfer over, and a few bolts to hold in things like the starter motor, so it's a good thing we had an old gearbox to transfer them all over from. I'll do that now. So I forgot that the bolt that goes here on our gearbox was bent. I don't know how well you can see, but it is. I'd also forgotten that on discovering that I actually ordered some replacements, so that was good of me. So I've also noticed our old gearbox, this earth strap has another smaller earth connector attached to it, which is probably important. This one doesn't have it, so I'm going to swap these earth straps over as well. I also think our rear mount is in better condition, so we'll swap that over, but I'll do that after I've given the gearbox a clean. Seeing as this gearbox was sold as working and with a 60-day warranty, just want to make sure it goes into all the gears all right. That should be first. You can see, I hope it shows up on the camera, but you can see that's turning very slowly as I turn the input shaft. And then into second, spins a bit quicker. Third, spins quicker again. Fourth, I believe, is roughly 1 to 1 at this point. Fifth is an overdrive gear. And then into reverse, spins the other way very slowly. So that's all good. I have noticed something rather concerning, is that this new gearbox, always with the birds. You done? Right, this new gearbox has a dowel pin here. Our old gearbox does not, because the dowel pin is, can you see it? There in the engine block. I don't know if it's meant to stay in the engine or stay in the gearbox, but it stayed in our engine. So before we install the gearbox, we're going to have to remove that. And I have no clue how, but I think heat's going to be involved. First up, try the easiest possible solution, and that'll be just grab it with some, one of these called channel locks, and see if it will come free. Well, that was actually easier than expected. So none of my multitude of sprays have had any effect on this goddamn gasket. I'm going to go with soaking it in some water and degreaser and really scrubbing at it, but I can't do that just now because I want to get this relief valve out first because I don't want to get that full of water. I don't really know how it works. And that requires snap ring pliers, which is one of the few tools I don't have. So I've got some of them arriving tomorrow, which means once again, oil pump is off the menu for today. This is the one thing that's going to stop me finishing this car this week, I'm sure of it. It's getting ridiculous. So I'm going to move on to something a bit more manageable, and that is this engine mount. Got all the missing parts sent to me, so that's good to go. First, need to clean up the actual mount, particularly on the inside where the rubber mount used to attach. There's some little, like, I don't know, just little mounting points there, so I'm just going to grind all that down, clear up all like the old paint and rust, and then be good to go. So I'm going to try sanding wheel on a Dremel just to take out these little mounting points in here. Let's see how that goes. That worked quite nicely, it's all smooth on the inside. So now I'm just going to get some wire brushes on the drill and just clean up all this surface rust ready to paint it. So now I'm going to try and clean all this old schmoo off the oil pan, trying not to let any get in there. Could be a challenge because there's a shit ton of it. Let's see how it goes. So that's all of it that I can scraped off. It took far too long, probably over an hour. But it was kind of therapeutic, just listening to Ninja Sex Party's new album and getting it done. Pretty sure it's impossible not to get any bits in the oil pan, so I'm going to have to flush this out before it goes back on the car. There's a few little remnants I want to try and get with just some IPA spray or something like that. So before I get started on finishing up the oil pan, that didn't make any sense, you know what I mean. Just going to get the first coat of paint on all these brackets. So now I'm just going to try and clean off any little remnants with some IPA spray. I'm trying to spray it away from the inside of the pan, but either way, there's stuff in there. And then finally, there's just some little bits of schmoo in the bolt holes. So I'll try and remove with a razor blade. Of course, the worst part is I've then got to do all of this on the engine block. So I've got the mating surface and all the bolt holes good and clean. The next thing I'm going to try and do is just pick out any little bits I can see in here, of which there are many. And then I'm just going to try and rinse it out with some oil. This is just some oil I happen to have kicking around. It's not right for the MR2, but it'll be flushed out anyway. It's just some 530. I'm going to pour it onto the baffle first and kind of swill it around to try and pick up any crap, and then down into the main sump. Pick up any crap there as well. You can already see bits floating around, so that's a good sign. It does seem to pick them up. A quick question for anybody who may know. I'd like to, once the engine's back together, clean up and paint the bottom of the oil pan. Do you know if I need like any special sort of high temperature paint or just a normal hammerite will do? Because I assume the oil pan gets fairly warm. I don't actually know, so feel free to comment if you know about that. Let's put that here for now. So that's 4 coats of hammerite on all these brackets. Not the prettiest, but it'll keep them protected and no one's really going to see them anyway. So that's one thing I can check off the list. The only thing I got done today, started on the oil pan and oil pump still ongoing, so hopefully soon I get to start checking some things off. So that's the end of day 2. I feel like I got a fair amount done today, but didn't get to check much off the list because these things weren't on the list, so that kind of sucks. Tomorrow we'll be not too sure, go put that engine mount together as the paint will be dry and maybe clean some bits up and just check off some other little things on the list because I won't be able to attack the oil pump yet. Just heard from the engineering shop, they say they can have a go at facing the flywheel but they're not convinced it'll work, but it's only 30 quid so it's worth trying, so they should be tackling that tomorrow as well. Other than that, thanks for watching, see you tomorrow.